Today in this video, I want to share what I think is probably like the absolutely most helpful thing that I've learned since developing my own film. And this is just a trick or a hack or a tip or whatever you want to call it. If you develop your own film, 35, and this applies to 35 millimeter, by the way. So if you develop your own film, this is going to be super helpful. It's like I said, it's probably the single most helpful thing that I've learned. Now, most automatic film cameras are going to rewind the roll completely, which is all well and fine, especially if you're going to send it off to the lab. It's actually more convenient to just pop it out and send it out. But if you're going to develop your own roll, at least I've found that, starting the leader on your reels is a lot easier to do in the light than it is, in the dark. You just get your leader started on the reel in the light, take it in the dark, and then you can kind of finish loading it from there. But anyway, getting that started requires you to have the leader out of that rewound roll of film. So just a quick way to get that leader back out of a rewound roll, you can either use an old negative or even a new roll with the leader sticking out. So to do this trick, basically all we have to do is whatever you're using, whether it's the piece of negative or the leader from the new roll, we're going to lick or wet the emulsion side and actually take that wet negative and push it inside the rewound roll. Don't push it in too far, maybe like a half an inch or so. What we need to do is we're going to spin that rewound roll, and that wet negative that we've pushed inside, we need it to catch. So don't push it in so far that it has nowhere to go. All right, so once you push it in just a little bit, then start to, on that rewound roll, start to kind of spin it very, very slowly. And eventually you're going to see that wet negative gets caught and actually sucked inside that rewound roll. That's how you know you've caught the film on the inside. All you have to do is pull your negative out and it'll drag that leader right back out with it. And it's super easy, and this has to be the number one thing that I use all the time. I think it's probably the most helpful thing. 80% of the rolls I shoot are on automatic cameras, that they rewind when they're done, and they rewind and suck everything all the way back in the canister. So if I want to develop, I want easy, man, easy peasy. So I want to get that leader started out in the daylight. I gotta pull these leaders back out. So now I have another video that I released a while back. There's other ways to pull the leader out of the rewound roll of film. There's tools. You can use double-sided tape. I have another video that goes through all that stuff. So if you're interested to check that out, I'll link that below. But this is by far my favorite and the easiest way I've found to do it. Hey, I hope everybody's well. And until the next video, we'll see you.